So real quick, just a couple things like kind of for this month that you can be doing if you're not already doing. As we know, Daily Sunshine is $30 off this month. So any moms that you've talked to, promoted in your group, talk to people about the opportunity to try it out. Again, like Shakeology, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee if they're not satisfied with it. I do believe that since it's an HD order over 50 PV, we get at least one SC point from it. I need to look at the details, but do you guys know at all? I think it's just one. If it's not, or maybe it's, I don't know. But it's worth, at least for the volume as well. And of course, the commission, but anybody that has had any interest, I have a list of people, whenever it first came out, here people that I had talked to about it. So I'm going to go back to that group and just send them a message before the end of the month and let them know that that's going on right now. What else? Does anybody have anything that they want to chat about or ask about or anything like that? Sarah, how about you? Did you have your call with your girl yesterday?
I didn't. I texted her and I was like, I can still chat this evening, or I'm home all weekend, like whatever works best. She texted me back. She's like, my daughter's puking. She got off the bus. And she was like, can we do it this weekend? I'm like, I'm home all weekend. So I think we're going to chat this afternoon. So that's really it. Just some really good conversations this week with people from Instagram. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think I'm kind of getting the Instagram thing down. I don't understand. Like, I thought if I went live, it went in my stories, but apparently not. It's like separate.
It does, so it gives you your little circle around your stories whenever you have new content, that little red circle or whatever. And then when you're live, there's an additional circle around that circle, which seems kind of crazy. And it'll say live. I think it'll say live on your story that there's a live video in there. And you can, when you click on your story, I think it gives you either the option to view your stories or your live video. So people have the option to do both. I haven't gone live on Instagram in a while. I know, so at New Leader last month, February, Kim Fitzpatrick was talking about how she's having huge success on Instagram, growing her business. And she goes live almost every day on Instagram and just talks, a couple minutes about something, business-wise, motivational, workout, whatever. And that people want to see that, I guess. So, so that's, I have that on my list of you probably should be doing this, so why don't you start doing this kind of thing. So going live more on Instagram, whether it's just to share something motivational or a workout tip or something about the business or whatever. I think, Sarah, you did one the other day about your business, you were just checking in with your challenge group, something like that. Yeah, little things like that. Because I know that when we do stories, 15 seconds, sometimes when we do 10 of those in a row, people are boom, 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 they just skip through them. They just want to see pictures or they want to see, whatever. So live is if there's something that you want to talk about that's going to take more than 30 seconds or whatever, I would definitely save that for a live Instagram video. I mean, honestly, this week, I've had so many great conversations just through people viewing my stories, just from people liking my posts. I have hired an Instagram assistant, and I'm paying him $20 a week to find me followers. And it's been worth it. I have had a lot of really good engagement, a lot of conversations coming from that. And I'm just continually trying to build that. I can't keep up with the amount, I'm probably getting, probably 75 new followers a week. at this point. And I can't keep up, to be honest. I can't keep up with the people that, like, I'm not sending out 75 messages a week. I'm trying to go in and see my followers and just send them a message and say, thanks for the follow, thanks for the love. And I don't know how he does it. Like, I don't know I know he goes to a bunch of people that have similar interests and likes and follows, because I notice, like, now I follow like 600 more people than I did. So I don't know if because I follow them, they follow me back, but he's like, I'm going to max out your exposure on your profile so you can start getting more likes. And I'm like, great, because I don't know what that means. Like, I don't even know what you're doing. But it's been working, and it's not people that, like, are fake, phony accounts. It's like quality, like, girl moms and, like, nurses and, you know, people that I can relate to, people that I've given them a list and stuff. So not saying that's anything that you have to do, but I really want to focus on building my Instagram right now. So I am spending the money that I would be spending on my Facebook ads, putting it into trying to grow my Instagram and just seeing what comes out of it. I'm going to do that for 3 months and see what kind of traction I get, and then decide if I want to put my money there or not. Because technically 10% of your income you should invest back into your business. So I can justify that expense. So as far as Instagram stories, Instagram content, if you're sharing something valuable on your Instagram once a day, I think that's great. If you're sharing something valuable on your Instagram 10 times a day, I think that's too much. But in your stories, that's another story. 5 to 10 stories a day is great. 1 to 3 posts a day on Instagram is great. And just, you know, people just want to see real life stuff. You know, I share some memes occasionally, and that gets me some traction. I share workout pictures. I notice the more transformation stuff I share, like my transformation post this last week had like 120 likes or something ridiculous like that. And I'm like, and a bunch of comments, like people interested. And that's been the most traction I've got this entire week. So I'm like, obviously people want to see what I'm doing and what's changing and how I'm doing it. So I'm going to keep showcasing that until it doesn't work anymore. So it's, you know, trial and error. Same thing with Facebook, continuing to just see what works and what people like. I don't get as much traction on my fitness posts on Facebook anymore. And I think that's kind of a trending thing. I've heard that from several other coaches that they're posting, you know, fitness things and not seeing a lot more traction. But just sharing that consistency, because people know, and I'm going to call you out for a minute, Kylie, like, especially since Kylie's brand new. She is like rocking a transformation. She's lost like 20 pounds. She shared her transformation, and she had like 20 some comments, and she had like a girl who she doesn't even know message her the other day and be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, tell me more. And she's not posting a ton. She's just like randomly sharing, you know, a little bit of stuff here and there. And that's kind of what I said early on, like, just share that consistency. And we all know that, you know, like we've all been really good about sharing that consistency. But just, you know, even early on, and any new coaches that are watching the recording or whatever, just, you know, sharing that consistency and knowing that, like, you know, we are not Beachbody. Beachbody is something that we happen to do. But we're just moms that are trying to make it work, and just trying to make, you know, build consistency. I want to take like 2 minutes real quick to talk about recruiting before we kind of do a recap of this past week. And so I have been kind of looking at my posts. I was talking to Deidre the other day about like growing your business and recruiting and like helping coaches rank advance and all of that stuff. And you know, a lot of us on this team have built this business in like the after hours, you know, after the kids go to bed, after work, lunch breaks, you know, trying to squeeze in little pockets of time here and there to, you know, build and grow and things like that. And Deidre was like, do you guys talk about that? Like, does your team talk about how you've been able to grow a business in, you know, 15-minute windows a few times a day or whatever? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, like we You know, and then I started thinking, and I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I've posted anything about like how I got my business off of the ground while I was in full-time nursing school with 3 babies and a husband who was traveling all the time. Like you know, and not that that's something that I need to like brag about, but like that's something that for a mom who's like, I would really love the opportunity to have some extra income, or I would really love the opportunity to, you know, get in a little bit better shape and I don't have time to do it. And I was like, you know, that's true. Like there are so many of us who have made this work in little bits of time here and there. And I don't think we share that enough, and especially about the business opportunity. And I know as a brand new coach, you know, sharing like, hey, I'm a coach who wants to be a coach seems a little bit intimidating because, you know, it's like I still don't know enough about the business. But I very early on started talking about coaching. Within the first year of my business, I was challenged to post about coaching every day for a month, and I recruited like 4 coaches that month. And just sharing about the like ability to pay for the groceries, pay for the car payment, pay for the mortgage, whatever it is, just because you've put in a little bit of extra time, is something that is completely relatable. So I challenge you guys to try, you know, to do that this week, to, you know, set up your little social media planner for the week, like take your little weekly calendar thing and pick 3 days this week to talk about the coaching opportunity, and to you know, put it out there, and to recruit for coaching, and to, you know, tell people about the amazing experiences that you've had as a coach, the ability that it's given you, you know, financially. And we don't have to talk numbers or anything like that. But, you know, just the little extras that, and I like to do those coaching jabs, like, you know, Target trip today. Thanks, Beachbody. I mean, that's not what I say, but like, you know, those little extra things that like, you know, taking a trip or doing something extra for the kids. Like we went to the concert this week, and just those little extras and kind of doing those jabs, and then sharing with others, like this is totally something that you can do too. Like this is something that you can do in 15 minutes, you know, an hour a day or whatever. And, you know, I have had several people say like, be realistic with me, Ashley. Like, can you really build a business in 30 minutes to an hour a day? Yes, you can, because I did it. I had to do it early on. And time management was so completely crucial. And I exclude anything else that I'm doing. Like my workout doesn't count, my meal planning doesn't count, but in 15 to 30 to an hour a day, you know, just those, and you guys know it, if you're doing Instagram messages, that takes 10 minutes to send 10 messages on Instagram. And to follow up with those conversations, another 10 minutes. And you either know early on, like, is this person going to be interested or not? And if they're not, like, bless and release and on to the next. Because I have an investment in your business. I want to see you grow your business to a comfortable point where, you know, your income is worth the time and effort that you're putting in, and that you're seeing your business grow, and that you're seeing the people that you help get results. And I don't want your time to be wasted, just like I don't want my time to be wasted. So, you know, cutting out the excess and just laser focusing when you sit down to your computer or sit down to your phone. And then ultimately, you know, we know that recruiting and helping new coaches get started and helping new coaches rank advance their businesses and have successes is really going to help long-term business growth too. So I challenge you this week to do some recruiting posts, and Kylie, you're new. If you want to, like, by all means, like, you know, we can work on that. But yeah, so, and anybody that's watching the recording, do it. So it's 8:20. I don't want to take up too much more time talking about anything else. Unless anybody has any questions about anything like that, we can dive in. I'm going to take a bite of my breakfast.
Sorry, I was distracted with hockey tryout rosters.
No, you're fine.
They just posted. Can I just brag? My kid made the top team. That's it.
Nice.
That's all I have to say.
Well, I mean, no doubt, because you have a hockey rink in your backyard.
I was like, I got a text from another mom, and she's like, "They're up." So I looked. He's pretty pumped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Congrats, Sarah. That's so exciting.
Yeah. It's a big deal because they move up in age this year. So
That's really cool.
he's with the big boys now.
Dang.
Is he going to be the youngest?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they go by birth year, but he's, the youngest because he's a July birthday. Not the youngest. He's got 2 under him, but there's the only ones younger than him are younger than him in grade too.
That's so awesome.
Okay, Ashley, so back to what you were saying about the coaching jobs. This is definitely something that like I struggle with big time. And it's been like, I mean, it's like constantly in my mind about how I need to do this more, but I'm just not doing it. But I think the big struggle for me is that I don't have my own time management like down to a system or science yet. So I feel like it would be unauthentic for me to say that I can run my business in 30 minutes a day because I cannot, and I don't. But that's a me issue. And I know that. I know it's possible, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I struggle with what to say about it because I struggle with managing it myself and my kids, my family. I mean, you guys know that. That's something I talk to you guys a lot about. So that's hard for me. So I think that the only thing I can come back to about as to why I do it is because I love helping people and I love that aspect of it. So I feel like I do try to talk about like my challengers and stuff, but I don't know. I guess I have a hard time like coming up with content, like what to say about that.
Right.
You know, other than just like shouting out my challengers for how awesome they are, or like, because people don't get it. Like, you know, I just think about like the challengers that I've signed up, like they're like reluctant at first, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. And then they get in the group and they're like, I love this so much. This is like just what I needed. Thank you so much. But from an outsider's perspective, they just don't understand like how close knit the group is and how supportive it is. So it's hard to even like explain that to somebody until they're like actually in it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just have all these sort of struggles in my head, but it's a me issue. It's not like, you know, it's not a coaching issue. Like I love coaching, but it's just, I'm struggling with how to like get it out, and I struggle with how to balance it out. I mean, I had a whole day yesterday to myself and all I did was work on coaching stuff all day. Like it was like an 8-hour work day for me, but that's because I can't figure out how to do like the 30 minutes a day very well because, you know, 30 minutes a day, I'm checking into my challenge group and I'm talking to all my challengers. That's my 30 minutes. So, I mean, I sent out like almost 30 messages yesterday and followed up, and I started my free group and I'm planning for my spring group, and I got so much work done, but it was literally a day's worth of work, you know? So anyways, that's just a me thing. But if you guys have any suggestions for me, I would, you know, I'd love to hear it. Cause I definitely need more help with that.
That's something I have ADD at times, where like I sit down and you know, when you don't have kids in your house and you're uninterrupted, it's very easy to get like, for me, very easy to get distracted and sidetracked. And like, you know, I start doing one thing and I'm like, ooh, I know I need to do this too. And then like, I've got 15 things that I'm trying to manage and I feel like I get nothing done. And I have to sit down and I have to make a list and I have to make check boxes. Like this is an example of one that's on my desk, like my list with my check boxes. And as I do them, I check them off. And like, I have to give myself 15 minutes like of time blocks where I'm like, all right, Ashley, you've got 15 minutes to write this blog post, or you've got 15 minutes to get an image done and your group started. And, you know, like I have to tell myself like, because if I don't do that, then I'm like, in Canva trying to make an image, and then I'm like trying to start a Facebook ad, and then I'm trying to like, oh, I know I have a blog post I need to edit, and I know I have, and I'm doing all these things, and then I just get overwhelmed and frustrated and shut down. Yeah. And
I think that was me yesterday. I mean, I did all the things, but
yeah.
I was legit in Canva making an image
Yeah.
and then messaging 30 people at once,
Right. And that's like, I have to shut down my Facebook completely, because like if I'm trying to like do a blog post, or if I'm trying to like create content for my Instagram stories or something like that, or create content for my group, because those, and you get a notification pop up on Facebook and you're like, I wonder what that's like. Maybe I'll just, and then, you're down a rabbit hole of like, you're on like your ex's, like fiance's sister's Facebook page, and you're like, what just happened? Like 45 minutes later, like, I don't know what I was doing. And I do that, and I have to redirect myself constantly, and it's worse if I have caffeine. But if I don't set boundaries, and if I don't tell myself, like, start my day out with intention and say, okay, today, like, I'm going to give myself 3 things that I need to do today. I know that like my workout is one of them. It doesn't count on that list. Like taking care of me doesn't count on my list. My workout, my personal development, those are things that I automatically do anyway. So that never goes on my list. Inviting is something that I hesitate to put on my list, because that's something that I know I need to do anyway. Like I know I need to have 10 conversations every day. So I really hesitate to put that on a list, because that's like something like a 15-minute block that I know has to get done during the day. So I save my daily tasks for things like creating content for Instagram, or creating social media something, or, creating posts that I can save to put in my challenge group, and try to just stick to that. Time management is like, it's one of the hardest things for so many of us, especially with young kids at home, jobs, any kind of like outside, practices and like kid stuff and, life activities, because there are so many things that can pull us away so easily. And that's awesome that you had a day yesterday to just get it done, because sometimes we need that. And sometimes.
Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, it's tough though, because it's like, I never, ever, ever get any alone time. Like literally I'm never alone. Like I take my kids to work with me and back. Like I'm not even alone in the car. It's bad. So I had alone time, and like part of me was like, I want to go like get a massage or get my toes done or something. But I know that I had so many follow-ups and so many people who have been commenting and liking, and I just haven't had the time to respond to them. So I had to do it, and I don't know. See, I think that's my struggle, is because I'm not able to like figure out how to do it in like 30 minutes a day. So then it builds up. And so then it's an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
Which is fine if I do like an 8-hour day once a week, but I don't have that. I just randomly had it yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know, but time management is definitely something. Maybe that'll be my next personal development book. I think I have Eat That Frog. When I was listening to it, I don't think I liked like the narrator's voice, so I didn't ever finish it.
I had to read it, and that's the thing. I put it off so many times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like me actually reading Eat That Frog is like my frog. Like I'm not procrastinating.
Exactly.
Procrastination. But I think, if you, maybe take some time this weekend, like 10 minutes, and really prioritize what, not only what you want out of this, like, and it's okay to say like, I want to make $500 a month, or I want to make $1,000 a month. So like, I need income driving activities. And that's going to come from, obviously new challengers, new coaches, helping new coaches grow their businesses, and like driving, volume and product and stuff like that. And as sales, I hate to talk like that because it sounds so salesy. But, obviously people that are struggling with certain things can benefit from additional products that we use, like Energize is a huge seller for me because I use it every day and I share about it in my groups and talk about it. And love it, you know, and so there's additional, you know, things we can do. So if income is something that you're like, you know, I know that in order to justify my time, I need to make like $500 a month. And so then it needs to kind of be broken down in, okay, so I need to be helping at least 5 people a month with a challenge pack, or, you know, 5 people a month. And then helping my other customers, you know, maintain their Shakeology, you know, try any additional whatevers if they want to try the performance stuff, to order a sampler. And then I need to make sure that my coaches are doing the same, that are helping a couple people each month, so that that volume continues to be driven as well. Obviously, like Kelly, you had mentioned that you just love helping people, and I completely agree. And knowing, like, if I could help like 3 moms this month lose like 10 pounds, that would make me feel so much better. And that needs to be like, you know, on your list of priorities too. Like, who am I going to help? How am I going to help them get started? And what am I going to make sure that they do? Like, what am I going to help them do for their follow through so they meet their own personal goals, you know? And that's kind of how I, at the beginning of the month, and then reevaluate through the month, am I doing the things that I need to do to get to my goal? Like, my goal this month is X amount of income. So I know that I need to have X amount of, you know, challenge packs sold, so I can like kind of cover that income if the other things don't happen. And personally, I mean, we know it, guys, like this is, you know, this is a business that provides us with income, and I have to tell myself, like, if I'm not, if my time isn't compensated enough, then what am I doing? You know, like,
Right.
I mean, I would love to do this for free, but like, my husband's going to be over there eye rolling at me. Like, you're really going to spend 12 hours on your computer in 3 days and for nothing, you know? Like, I mean,
I kind of feel like that might be where I'm at. That might be my current status.
Yeah. So,
but he doesn't eye roll me. He's just like, whatever makes you happy. If that's what makes you happy, do it, you know? So,
yeah, I mean, and then, but I also don't want you to feel burned out, you know, that you're like spinning wheels for nothing. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like that. So I think we obviously need to find that balance and figure out what is going to justify your time the most. And, you know, and maybe that's only focusing on your conversations and talking to people, and, you know, recycling images that you've used for groups in the past, or, you know, just trying to put the focus specifically on what is going to justify your time and your activity and stuff, you know. Does that help?
Yeah. It does. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it helps just to talk about it. So I really appreciate that. Okay. I have one other random question. So because I messaged 30 people yesterday, I had a girl get back to me. Actually 2 girls who are like super into fitness. One though just told me that she's a stay-at-home mom now, and she used to be like a field hockey coach and a personal trainer. So I'm thinking, like, perfect, she would be a great coach. I'm really bad about like where do I go next in the conversation, because I feel like I want to like word vomit all over her, like, oh my god, you need to be a beach bike coach, blah. But I know that's not right. So where do I take it from here?
What have you guys talked, like, where did your conversation go? Like, what initiated the conversation? Like, what did she say?
Well, she's been liking and commenting on a bunch of stuff of mine on Facebook. So I just reached out to her yesterday and said, thanks for the love. Like, are you on a fitness journey? And she said, yes, always. And that she was a field hockey coach and then a personal trainer for 8 years. And then she moved to Colorado. But she's also a teacher, which is like my tribe. Yeah, so that's really it. Like, that's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm like, what do I say next? I don't know. I'm just not good at like the coaching, recruiting.
I always feel like that's such, like, we put so much pressure on that part of it because of rejection, you know, like, we don't want people to be like, no, weirdo, don't ever talk to me again, you know, like, I always, like, I'm like, oh my God, what are they going to say? But at the same time, like, I don't remember what personal development book it was, but it was like, I'm reading Get Over Your Damn Self. Maybe it was in there.
I love that.
Yeah. And she's like, it's not about you. It's not about you. Like, it's about them. And what is Sarah doing? She's like over there doing something. But like, I think about that. Like, you know, if Deidre was like, man, if I don't message Ashley, like, what if I message Ashley and she's like, no, I'm not interested. You know, like if she hadn't like put herself out there for the opportunity, I never would have thought about it. I never would have considered it. And I never would have been like, you know what, this is like something I could really do. And a lot of it is instilling that belief in somebody else that, you know what, you absolutely can do this because I can do this. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started, but I knew that I love to work out and I wanted to be held accountable. And I wanted a really kick-ass tribe of other women that would support me and that I could support and that we could support each other. And so I kind of just pour from my heart and just like tell them the reason why I do this. Obviously without like word vomiting 16 paragraphs, but like, you know, oh my gosh, like, you would be such an awesome coach. Like, I don't know if you've ever considered it, but I didn't coach because I knew a ton about fitness. I coached because I wanted a really awesome tribe of women on similar journeys that I could relate to. And you would be so great at this, you know, and I just, that's what I tell people. And I believe it, you know, like
yeah, because she would be
the person that I'm talking to. Like if it's somebody that I don't think would be a great coach, I don't say like, hey, you would be a really great coach because I don't believe, you know, like, and you can tell that with people. And this business is not for everyone, but for somebody who has heart, who has passion, who has a drive to, you know, or a why or a reason, you know, and for her, if she's like always on a fitness journey, you know, then why not make the most of it, you know, like you're already doing all the things. And sometimes
that was kind of what I was thinking.
I'm like, you're already doing everything that I do as a coach. And I know like the biggest concern is, well, I don't want to have to sell products and I don't want to have to, you know, push whatever. And I'm like, cool, then don't just get the discount and love it. Like, why not, you know, you're treating your body amazing. Why not fuel it with amazing things too? And then just get a discount for it, you know? So,
all right. Well, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Do that. Everybody do that. Go recruit like 10 coaches this week. Okay. Sarah, what were you all excited about? We're being nosy.
Oh, my niece. Could you hear me?
Huh.
Oh.
You were like,
I what? You could see me?
yeah. You were picking your nose too, and
oh, good. My niece was dancing.
Some what?
My niece was dancing.
Oh, I thought
it's a big day in our house.
I thought you said you need some Zantac. I'm like, well, go take some then.
No, my niece was dancing her solo. I was excited I found it. I didn't know you all could see me because I didn't have it on my screen. Kelly, I was gonna say, I sent out a message, like I, you know, sent a thanks for following message, whatever, 2 of them this week. And replied back with like some of those things that Ashley put on the page. And 2 girls were like, yeah, I think I'd want to coach. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I've never had a conversation go like this. Okay. Like,
wait, what did Ashley put on the page? What did I miss?
It was like things that she was posting.
I'm going to look now.
On Instagram, it was just like a few things that I shared, like some conversation starters.
Oh, it was on Instagram or it's on our Facebook page?
I put it in the team page, but it was like just conversation starters that I've been using on Instagram.
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have missed that.
No, you're fine. I just put like a post with like, these are some ways to start a conversation or whatever. And I've just been like, I feel like we overthink it a lot. Like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna say? And not that I copy and paste a lot of stuff. I don't ever copy and paste. I start a brand new message, but I might say exactly the same thing as I've said previously. Like, hey girl, thanks so much for the love. I hope you're doing great this week. Like, are you also a mom on a fitness journey? Hey girl, thanks for the love. I appreciate the support. Like, I love seeing women supporting other women. What do you do for your workouts? You know, and like little things like that. Or if it's somebody who's totally into fitness, I'll say the same thing. Like, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, I love seeing your posts. You're super motivating. Are you a coach too? And a lot of times, like, they'll either say similar, like, yeah, I'm on a fitness journey, or yeah, I'm trying, or yeah, I'm struggling, struggle bus, whatever. or like, no, I'm not a coach. I had a couple this week that were like, no, coaching lifestyle is not for me. Definitely don't want anything to do with it. And I've had a couple that were like, I've been a coach in the past, now I'm not. And then a couple that are like, what's a coach? And those, you know, you kind of just have to dive through those to find the ones that are interested. And again, like with Instagram, I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? They unfriend me and I don't know them anyway. So I'm not like, it's not terrible. But if they're like, actually, yeah, like I've been thinking about becoming a coach, tell me a little bit more, or tell me what you do, or what is that? You know, oh, I would love to earn an income from home or something like that. So, so yeah, like I can send out 15 of those in 10 minutes and I'm done for the day. That's, which, I mean, if I can spend an hour doing that, that's a lot better off than if I spend 10 minutes. But yeah, so just, I've taken a lot of the overthought out of it, to just be like simple and to the point. I think that's how Instagram is. Like Facebook, you know, it's more about building a relationship and building a friendship. And, you know, and with Instagram, like people are like, follow, unfollow, like interested or not. Like they, you know, it's just a lot more shorter of a process. So I feel like we have the ability on Instagram to be a little bit more direct with people and say like, dude, you are awesome. You are rocking your fitness journey. Why aren't you coaching? Like you should totally be getting paid to do what you do. And people are like, wait, what? How do I get paid to do what I, you know? And then there you go. You have like an in. So, You Are a Badass is a great book. Get Over Your Damn Self is a great book. Granted, the girl that wrote it is a Rodan and Fields person. So she talks a little bit about Rodan and Fields in that book. And they lead with the business. Like Rodan and Fields teaches their people, lead with the business 100%. And that's why we always see all of these posts from people that do Rodan and Fields. Like this is, you know, who wants to join my team? Who wants to join my team? Who, you know, and it's like redundant all the time, you know, and I know that like sometimes that can be perceived as annoying, irritating, like in your face. But that's what they do. Like that's just what's been instilled in them. Kylie, she is so cute. She's just over there being like a little super cute button. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just, you know, the directness of it makes a big difference. And then you're not like, your time isn't being wasted, you know, when you're like, I'll tell Luke about a conversation I'm having and he's like, how many times have you talked to that person this week? And I'm like, oh, like 12, like messages going back and forth. And he's like, and they haven't signed up yet. And I'm like, well, no. And he's like, you're wasting your time. Move on. Like get in or get out. Like don't waste their time. Don't waste yours. And I'm like, okay. Like, and it's a lot more freeing when you tell, you know, when you just say like, here's the deal. Like I have this really kick-ass group and I think you'd love it. You know, have you thought about it? And they're like, yep. And then you're like, cool, here's the details. And they're like, awesome, I'm in. Or they're like, not right now. And then you don't have to keep, you know, dragging it out. It's 8:45, so I don't want to take up too much time. Anybody want to share some victories from this past week?
I mean, I've got some, am I muted? Okay. I've got some girls in my group who are rocking some transformations. I don't know if they'll let me share them, but they're doing great. And then I had somebody sign up with me, I guess, a couple weeks ago, and she like ordered a 3-day refresh in addition to her challenge pack, which was really cool. And so she was down like 4 pounds from doing that.
Nice.
She cracks me up because she was like, I said, you know, that 3-day refresh, that's not easy. Like you're doing so great. And she actually had strep like on day 2, which was horrible. Oh. But she's like, oh yeah, I've done like those isogenics cleanses. And she's like, and you just like drink shakes for days. She's like, I was just happy to eat food. I was like, okay, great.
I've heard like somebody posted about that the other day, and I had commented about the 3-day refresh that I did. And this other girl commented something about, oh, you drink like 16 shakes over the course of like 3 days. And I'm like,
yeah, like that's weird.
Probably poop liquid for like 4 days.
Yeah, probably.
That sounds terrible. You probably in your house. without a diaper. Like,
Right. Just
with that.
permanent runs for days.
Yeah. Like, if
So yeah,
colon
that's
anywhere,
really,
I don't want anything to do with colon. Like, that's terrifying.
yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, if they allow you to share those, or even like I've asked, can I share your transformation anonymously? Which like I crop their head and stuff out.
Yeah, that's what I did this week too. Like I just asked my girls if I could cut their heads off. Like,
Yeah.
can I cut their heads off and put it in my Insta stories? And they're like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming along. These girls do an 80-day obsession, man. Their guns are just rocking.
I know.
I'm like, where are my guns? But good for you.
girl in week 3 and she's down 10 pounds already.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh, in other news, I did switch down. This is more of a personal victory, but I did switch down to the Plan B or whatever after like shocking my metabolism and maintaining for a month. And I think I'm losing weight now, actually.
Nice.
So that's good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you're going to shred, like, I mean, you guys probably can tell already this week, like, holy cow, these workouts, like, they're brutal. Like, we are going to shred this round.
I really liked, what was it? Cardio core the other day. For some reason, I like rocked that. And I was drenched. I mean, just drenched.
Yeah, I really liked cardio core too. Like I really liked and I hate cardio, but I liked cardio core.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It wasn't just me. I thought maybe it was because I like had to take a pause on that leg day the day before, and then I rocked it the next day. It was hard. All those jumps. My knees are bothering me from that.
Yeah, I know. I'm having knee issues with this program too. 3 more weeks, and then peak week.
Oh, quick question. I just had a girl message me. She's wanted to join for a while, but she just had a surgery. Her doctor cleared her to exercise, but said try to stay away from like core activity. I mean, she's like, so is this even a good fit? But I don't really know what to tell her because I feel like everything is like, use your core, use your core, use your core.
Do you know what kind of surgery she had?
I forget. I can ask her. I feel like it was like maybe her appendix removed or something. Okay. I don't know.
Usually they want you to wait like 6 weeks before you do like any intense kind of surgery that could, workouts that like the twisting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if she has internal sutures or anything, that could kind of mess with her.
Yeah. She said, doc said I can start working out, but I can't really do any core work yet for another month or so. Would this still be a good fit? So what do I say?
Right.
Do I say wait till next month?
I mean, she can,
because I feel like even if she did like yoga, that's all your core. I mean,
what if she did like country heat or like
that's a good idea.
Or
something like that. I have a brand new mom who she's starting country heat, and there's not. I mean, you're not doing a ton of twisting, and I would just tell her like, any twisting type moves, try not to do them, or just march in place or whatever. I mean, that sounds cheesy, but like that's, you don't want her to tear or injure anything. And I know like being cleared for working out is exciting because you can kind of get back to it. But I would just tell her to ease in and trust the process. It will come. She can probably do some of the 21-day fix workouts too, that like the leg day and upper body and stuff. I don't know how much.
Like the cardio ones?
I think there's twisting in there, but like she can probably do some more weightlifting type stuff if she doesn't have any restrictions for weightlifting. Like if she's not limited to only lifting 10 pounds or something like that. Because there's not a ton of twisting and lifting stuff. So she could probably do some of the 21-day fix work, modify them if she needs to. And then maybe try some of the other ones like country heat or, I don't even know what else there is. Size. Size is fun. If you like that sort of thing.
Okay. Because she's like little and fit already. So it's not like she would.
Probably knows. She knows her body pretty well. She knows her limitations. So yeah, I would just tell her to start easing in with something. And then, see how she feels.
Okay, cool.
There's even those postpartum workouts on there too that I know but those are a really gentle approach to, So, let's wrap it up. Anybody else? Sarah, did you want to add anything?
Nope.
Okay. So coaching jabs, recruiting jabs, and as far as new coaches go, I was telling Sarah this the other day. Whenever I have a brand new coach, I send them a welcome email and I send them the new coach checklist and then the 7-day quick start. And that's how I've been just working on getting new coaches started. Then getting on and getting started right away. And just like basic steps. Always the opportunity is there to join the Dream Team coach training. We have coach training on our website, but I feel like just getting through those basic things and helping any new coaches just begin sharing their fitness journey, transformation process, all of that stuff. And even just sharing life, like on, Instagram stories and little things like that is just ultimately the best way to get somebody started. And I just reassure them, like, listen, like, you're not Beachbody. You don't have to share like Beachbody everything. Like, you just do you. And then, share a little bit about how you've been doing this, that, and the other, and the people will come as long as you're consistent. So that's it, ladies. Happy St. Patty's Day. I hope everyone has a super fun weekend. And thanks, you guys, for getting on. I'll post the recording here in a little bit.
Thanks, Ashley.
All right, girls. Bye.
Bye.